Hey Nerdinas! Today I am back with another video. We are going to be discussing resistors. So if you watched the last video, you'd know that we made a basic electronic circuit which included a resistor and an LED. So let's learn a little bit more in particular about resistors. To begin with, let's review over what exactly resistance is. Resistance is the property by which the flow of electrons through a material is limited. It is measured in ohms. And last time we had what we called the water analogy. So, for example, if you have a large pipe, more water will be able to flow through it, so there would be less resistance. And if you had a smaller pipe, less water would be able to flow through it, so there would be more resistance. And because of this, conductors have a low resistivity, the one seen here, and insulators have a high resistivity, such as the pipe seen here. So now that we know what resistance is, obviously resistors are the components that we use to reduce the flow of electrons or current in a circuit. But there are a lot of cool things we can do with resistors, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So first, there is what we call the resistor color code. On every resistor, which I will be showing you soon, there are multiple bands. Each band represents a certain number, and with this we can find out exactly how much resistance any given resistor has just by looking at it. So these first four bands will tell us how much the resistance actually is. The tolerance then tells us the margin of error based on the amount that we get for the resistance. For example, if we determined that we had a resistor that was 100 ohms and there was a tolerance of 1%, that means that the actual resistance that the resistor would give at any one given time would vary by 1%. So it would be between 99 ohms and 101 ohms. I'll be showing you a demonstration of this soon. So here we have an example of a resistor, and I have the same resistance color code that we had on the screen. Now let's examine this resistor and see if we can calculate its resistance. So beginning with the first band, we see that it's brown. Now if we look at our resistance color code, we see that brown on the first band means 1. So let's write down 1 just to remember. Next, let's look at the second band. Right here, we see that it's black. So looking over at the resistance color code, we see that black on the second band represents a 0. Just writing that down. Now for the third band, it's once again black. And as we already know, black represents 0. Writing down 0 once again. Now we come to the multiplier column. Our next band is brown. So going up to the resistance color code, we see brown, which is 10 ohms. So coming down here, we write times 10. And lastly, we can observe our tolerance. Here, the fifth and last band is brown. So, going up top to our resistance color code, we see that the tolerance is 1%. Just taking a quick note of that. So now, we can use what we've written down here to calculate the resistance of our resistor. So 100 times 10 is 1000 ohms. If the tolerance is 1%, that means that the resistance can vary between 990 ohms and 1010 ohms. Now that we have completed one example, let's quickly look at another resistor, just for a little bit more practice. This one I'm going to do a little bit faster, so I'll just quickly read out the color code and then we'll calculate the resistance together. Here we have orange, orange, black, black, brown. Let's write down the pattern we just saw. Orange, orange, black, black, brown. Okay, so orange in the first band represents a 3. Orange again in the second band also represents a 3. And black in the third band represents a 0. So far, we have 330. Let's write that down. Putting in our multiplier for the next band. Next, we have black. Black in the multiplier means 1. So this is 330 times 1. Therefore, our total resistance is equal to 330 ohms. Now, let's look at the tolerance. Our fifth band is brown, and the tolerance once again is 1%. So quickly noting down our 1% here, this means that the actual resistance can vary between 326.7 ohms and 333.3 ohms, which is 1% of 330 in either direction. So I hope this video was informative, and even though resistors might seem like just a component, there's really so much we can do with them. Just by looking at them, we can identify exactly the resistance that they have. That is all for today. I will see you back soon with another video. From each Nerdina to all Nerdinas. Adios.